what's going on, everyone? Beggy here from Serpent X Tech. You can barely hear me, but guess what's coming home? So let me give you a walk around. Alright, so up front we still have the J3283, but remember we had to get the OEM block assembly, right? Just stocks, pistons, rods, bearings, the whole nine. The whole bottom end is stock, but the top section is refresh heads with an upgraded P2R stage 1 cam, stock intake manifold, but we did remove the EGR, right, because there's a pipe that comes up through here. We tuned for that. Everything else put back together as it should be. Strut bar was changed out because the stock one covers up my tan suspension, so I can't control rebound or anything like that without taking that off. So I just removed that and replaced it with an RV6 strut. Anti-gravity battery, but I need to talk to the team about that. K-tune shift linkages, billet cam caps. Here is the upgraded high flow precats, which helps make it louder, which connects to that J pipe I was talking about. And you know, we got a lot of small things to address. Here is where barbed wire got us. Here. Thinking about replacing the fenders. We'll worry about that later on. Didn't upgrade the radiator cooling system, which I probably will do in the future. But gonna replace the fenders. Need new wheels, but for now the gold plasti dip is still holding up, but it's still falling apart in some areas. Interior is good, but like all TLs, the dash is cracking. The leather is not like brand new, but it's still good for what I need it to do. Again, I need to open up this sunroof, and there's gutter here, there, and here, and there, and make sure it's all blown out and good to go. When we carbon fiber wrapped the top here, and the guys broke one of the clips, so I need to go to the junkyard and grab one of those. And then, you know, just the clear coat's falling apart everywhere, so I really would like to get this thing, you know, prepped, sanded, and painted. Maybe do a carbon fiber trunk, but we'll see. Get the rear bumper rear lip, and the front A-spec lip would be nice. I need to keep an eye on that anti-gravity battery because this car sat so long that I don't know. The other day when I went, like I just got it, went up to Best Buy for a minute, and all of a sudden it just wouldn't crank over, as if it wasn't getting enough, putting out enough cranking amps, which it should. As you can see, it's 880 CCA, which this thing only requires like 650, 700. But yeah, just wouldn't start up. So just gonna measure, you know, voltages and stuff. Keep an eye on everything. Cold air intake from K&N, and then the muffler, the exhaust system is basically my buddy Ron, who just took out I think 2 resonators and 1 muffler. So that's why it sounds so loud. Billet oil cap, more dress up stuff. But again, the biggest thing for me is the bottom end is sound. Transmission is doing well. The clutch was replaced not too long before this car decided to not work anymore. So just need to maintain, stay on top of all my maintenance, and you can see how low this car is. So it's about 2 fingers. Any lower than that and I'll start hitting stuff, which here in Jacksonville there's, you know, the Buckman Bridge and a couple other places that will catch you off. But yeah, definitely need to get an alignment done and get some paint done. Wheels, tires are good, so I'll probably ride with these wheels for a while because the tires were new. They looked dirty or nasty, but they were new until she went down. So primarily paint, some body panels, all show no go. And then as far as any go fast parts, we're making near-ish 300 horse. I would say 280 something. Torque is missing because this is not a J35 bottom end, this is a J32 bottom end. The 35 is making more torque. I would like to see the torque a little bit higher, but it's all good. And if you look, we're using the stock fueling system. There's your fueling system. Stock injector rails and all that stuff, but again, 650cc injectors. from Fuel Injector Clinic, and then we have the throttle body, or not the throttle body, but the intake runner spacer. You can't see it, it's in there. But this intake is a little bit higher, which is why I couldn't use the stock pole to mount this to the back of the battery tray. But it holds up, and I can probably fab something else up if need be, but it's not going anywhere. So it's good to see it's back up and running. I'll see if I can't get some, you know, RPM exhaust audio for you from outside the car. Well, you can tell it's a different scene back at the house, and I was supposed to give you some exhaust sounds and let you hear it, but I drove all the way home, but now the car's not cranking up, and I talked to the team at Anti-Gravity Battery. One, voltage was dropping pretty significantly, you know, when the alternator would run, you know, 14 and some change, but when it sat for a minute, it dropped down pretty dang fast. Anti-gravity battery is actually doing something very strange. Let me show you. You know smartphones and how they used to explode in people's pockets? I don't think this battery would do that, but you see how there's like a bulge going on right there? Both on the front and the back. It's very hard to see or show you on camera, but you can see that slight bulge. I would say it's about 1.5 to 2 millimeters, and the anti-gravity team told me, first off, this is one of their, I think I bought this battery back in 2020. It's the ATX30 with the restart technology. You know, I even tried hitting the button and still wouldn't get the voltage up. And it ran good for a long time, but you know, this thing is 5, almost 6 years old. It's bulging, and it just seems when I put the multimeter on it that it's just not holding a charge like it used to. And they told me that this is really a power sports battery, so you know, more for your, you know, dirt racers, dirt over track racers, maybe your track cars. But for a daily, it could work for a little bit, but not consistently. And again, this car sat for over 3 years and some change. It did disconnect the negative battery, but it did just sit here for a long time. So gotta go swap that battery out. So let's see what happens, because if it's not the battery and something else, I'm not sure what it could be, but I will figure it out. But it definitely seems something electrical. And again, there's the battery fuse right here. That guy took it out, looks good. I don't see anything else that sticks out to me like a sore thumb. All right, we are back up and running with a new battery, but guess what? I didn't need a new battery. Well, I did need a new battery, but I didn't need a new battery. Let me explain. Remember that battery was bulging, and I was using it outside of anti-gravity spec, as well as it was kind of old, right? 6 years. So picked up an Optimum battery, and it still wouldn't start. And there's a reason for that, and I'll have a dedicated video on it. But come to find out, this clutch pedal has a safety switch, and if we look right where that safety switch is, you'll see like a little guy right here. You see that? And that had something in that hole, like a little rubber piece that would be depressed because it's a safety switch, right? It doesn't want you to turn on the car while you're in gear without the clutch engaged. So unfortunately I had to bypass it. But how did I find out? Well, I've been racking my head, you know, changing the battery, checking all the relays and everything. I went through everything, but then all of a sudden I looked down and I saw this little, what looks to be deteriorated rubber pieces. Come to find out, this is that rubber piece that's supposed to be sitting inside that hole on the clutch pedal. That is what depresses that safety switch. So to bypass it, if we look and follow the clutch pedal up, there's two connectors. There's one up here, see this yellow one back here? Right, this yellow one back there, and then this gray one. So not the bottom one, but the top one. I took a paper clip, it's got a rubber coating on it, but the part that doesn't have the rubber coating, I kind of used the X-Acto knife to clean it out, and it's only using 2 wires. So now the paper clip is in there, pushing on the connector, making a bridge, bypassing the safety switch. So now I can start this car whether I'm in gear or not, with the clutch pedal engaged or not. Now obviously, if we start the car without the clutch pedal engaged while we're in gear, we're gonna have some trouble, aren't we? We're We're gonna wind up jumping the car really herky-jerky. We're gonna stall out. We're gonna cause issues. You can probably damage the clutch, the you know, throb bearing, all that stuff. You don't want to do that. So now I just need to pay attention and remember to always be out of gear, and that I can start the car regardless if I'm in gear or regardless if I have the clutch pedal engaged. So just something that I need to do better at. But it's very stupid that Honda decided to use a little piece of rubber that deteriorates after 20 years. Now this is a 20-year-old car. Maybe you could put like a nice piece of metal on there or something like that, but just be mindful. Anyways, the car is up and running. Let me give you some revs. Do me a favor, hit the like button on the way out. Consider getting subscribed to the channel, and stay tuned for more content like this, whether it's automotive, crypto, or just tech related. I would love to have you. So please consider subscribing. Now let's take a quick listen.
What?